Hi Scorpio, I want to welcome you to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. And Scorpio, this is going to be a mid-month October 2024 reading for you. And in today's reading, we're going to start off by doing a check-in. And I'm going to look at what pattern is showing up in your life right now that needs healing. And to really determine, what's driving that or impacting that pattern from showing up again, because you've seen it before. And we tend to kind of push it down and not want to deal with it when it shows up. So this time we're going to take a deep dive into your shadow. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work, and I'm going to try to find out, what's driving it or what's impacting it. What's in your shadow and your unconscious that is causing this to show up again. It's like there's something that's triggering it maybe to show up. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work. Like I said, if you're unfamiliar with that term or the term shadow, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below, and it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's a video about facing your own shadow, and it's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And on that channel, I have a lot of other videos that will help you with your journey. And so that video will really help you, teach you to how to face your own shadow. And I've put it together based on my own healing shadow work journey that I've been on intensively for 7.5 years with my own trauma coach. And then in the third part of the reading, I'm going to ask the tarot for some advice, some guidance as to how you can begin to heal this. Because remember, this is a process. Our healing journey that we're all on. Not all of us want to admit that we're on it, but we all are on this journey to get back to ourself and our truth. And so the tarot's gonna just give you some advice as to what you need to focus on to start to heal this pattern, And then I'll also leave you with maybe a couple playlists that are taken from Carol Cares that are really focusing on what you need to work on. And then I might leave you with your October reading if I have some room. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to start off with the Curious Travels Tarot deck. I'm going to pull a few cards from that. And then to clarify those cards, I'm going to use my Tarot Grand Luxe. And so I've pre-shuffled both these decks right before I came on. And also want to say one last thing is that my personal readings are being offered right now. And there's a link in my comments. There's a link in the description box below. It'll take you to Yellow Cardinal Tarot on my YouTube, on my carolcares.com website page. And there they'll have about 6 or 7 readings for you to look at. And yeah, I'd love to do a personal reading for you if you think that, this resonated with you and it's something you think you'd benefit, because this is a healing channel and my readings are all healing all talk about healing, how you can heal yourself, So let's begin. Let's ask the tarot right now for Scorpio. Scorpio, what pattern in Scorpio's life right now is showing up for healing? And I want one card for the pattern. It looks like it wants to talk to me. So we'll get one card here. One card wants to come out here. Yeah. You have the Two of Pentacles to begin with. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. What aspect from your shadow is driving this pattern? What aspect of your shadow is driving this pattern right here? The Empress in reverse. And what advice does the tarot have for you to begin to heal this? Advice from the tarot, one card. The Five of Wands in reverse. So 3 cards in reverse. Okay, now let's take the Tarot Grand Luxe and we'll ask for some clarifiers. So can I have some clarifiers for this Two of Pentacles? 2 to 3 cards, please, to clarify. Page of Coins. You have a few cards here. A little bit of a story here. Five of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Wands. And she's in reverse. And the Wheel. The Wheel of Fortune. All right. So, Empress. 2 to 3 clarifiers here for the shadow. Was here, was there. And I'll finish off here. One more maybe. Okay. So you have behind the Empress, you have the Four of Coins, of Pentacles. The Emperor, the High Priestess. Very interesting here. You have some feminine energy, and in between is your masculine. This 4 of Coins here. 5 of Wands. 2 to 3 cards, please. Clarifiers for the 5 of Wands. One more card. Fired out. Okay. Behind your 5 of Wands in reverse, you have the King of Cups and the Page of Cups and the Hanging Man, and it is Hanging Man. Yep, and it's upright. I had to check to see if it was upright. Yep. So the Hangman. Often it's reversed, and I have to figure that out when the Hangman is upside down. All right. So, what Scorpio? What pattern in your life are you dealing with right now? Well, you have this this 2 of Pentacles here in reverse in an upright position. The 2 of Pentacles speaks of this individual, this juggler that is, I mean, look at the hands. They're very distracted, the feet are ungrounded. They're not, oftentimes this can be just somebody that's very multitasking, staying distracted. I've sometimes said it could be dissociation, you know, where you're just not focused. You're very much up in your head. Just very distracted, very ungrounded, and it's in reverse here. So I'm seeing that it's kind of become, I'm going to say, kind of a go-to for you, Scorpio. And maybe it's in particular because of this situation that's going on. Like it could be the go-to that you go to when this situation comes up, where it's just like, oh, I don't know what to do about this situation anymore. You're just feeling scattered and all over the place about it because this is coming up again, right? So here we have the Page of Coins is right behind it. Well, yeah, yes, and I can understand why you're feeling like this, because when a page comes up, the pages in my deck are my inner children, and we can have more than one inner child. You know, I've been on my own healing journey for 7.5 years, and it's been quite intensive, and I have found out that I have more than one inner child. I know mainstream psychology likes to think we just have one, but I know I have more than one. And the Page of Pentacles is the child of yours that holds the pentacle, and it's the body. It's your self-worth. It's your self-worth in this particular case, I'm thinking. As a child, you're very much normally in your body, and you feel good about who you are until people start to tell us different things and stuff happens to us, and then we're not in our body anymore, and we do get distracted, and we do feel sometimes like we don't matter, and so we have this unworthiness that's coming up here. So you have an inner child here that's come up here, and when our inner child come up, they're like, hey, listen to me. Do you hear me? I have some unworthiness that I want to talk to you about. I want you to feel, because I couldn't feel this when I was younger. And that's what our inner children are saying to us. I couldn't feel this I couldn't feel these big emotions of feeling like I didn't matter when I was younger. And I'm hoping that you can feel them for me. And that's why you're getting all distracted here, because you know that these feelings of unworthiness, something's coming up for you, trying to get your attention, and you're distracting, because the last thing you want to do is feel these emotions, and so we just distract, right? And here's this Five of Cups that comes in, and I see here what your page is feeling. It explains to me what very much, it kind of reinforces it. And here's this feeling of this page here that's coming up, and this is what's happening. This is you right now, but really it's the page here that's feeling this, and you are feeling it, right? Do you understand what I'm saying here? So your page but you're going to tell me, well, yeah, I'm sitting in this right now. Yes, you are, but it's also a trigger from what's happened to you when you were younger. And so this Five of Cups is this individual that's sitting here right now, and they're focused on these 3 cups. There's a lot of loss. This is a card of loss, a card of what was lost. And so when you've lost something, when you were younger, you tend to, there's a lot of grieving that needs to be done. And as an adult, you're feeling this loss. You're focused on, you're probably sitting in some real depression and some real hopelessness right now. And it's something that you're not really willing to deal with, because I know that you don't want to deal with it. And this is the unworthiness that's coming up for you right now from this page. I know you don't want to deal with it, because you're totally distracting yourself from whatever it is that's preventing you from feeling. And the Queen of Wands is coming next here. And this is our feminine side. You're being introduced here to your feminine side here. We all have a masculine side and we all have a feminine side. It has nothing to do with gender. The feminine side is that side of us that was very much repressed. It's very much repressed in all of us. And society represses it. It's that side of us that says, we need to feel our emotions. It's that side of us that says we have intuition. It's that side of us that says, we need to get still. But, instead we sort of distract and do what we can to feel these emotions that need to be felt. And she's the Queen of the Wand right here. And the Queen of the Wand talks about our creative energy, our creative direction. So it's almost like, there's this feminine aspect to yourself that's coming out here that wants you to get back into your body here, wants you to start to feel these emotions, because our feminine side, we feel it when we get back into our body, because you're very much in your head with this distraction going on right now. And because I'm wondering here if there's like this new direction here that the universe wants to take you in, because maybe this depression thing, that this hopelessness you're feeling is something that comes and goes, and maybe you've been in it for a while. I know I've had to battle with this so much, and I still do, but I know how to get out of it now. And so this the feminine side wants to take you into this new direction and wants you to get in touch with your feminine side, your emotions, And I think it's repressed here. And so when our feminine side, like I said, is repressed, and it is, there can be some real anger and some real hopelessness that comes out with it. And so then you end, where you're sitting with this wheel card. And this tells me that you're at the end, there's been a change of circumstance in your life. There's been a real change of circumstance here, a significant change of circumstance. And whenever this card comes up, this change of circumstances, I mean, the wheel of life is always going to continue to turn. And, we're always going to feel losses in life. We're always going to feel when change happens. But it's got a lot to do with our reaction to change. And so I'm wondering here, there's been some kind of an ending for you. And maybe I'll get some more clarity with the shadow part, but you're really focused on loss right now. And, you're not even into the wanting to feel these emotions because you're distracted, and that tells me you don't want to feel. And yet I know that there's been some completion of something. There's been an ending here. Something has come to an end, but I think you're not wanting to deal with it. You're just shutting down. You're quite distracted and shutting down. So let's look at what's coming up in your shadow that's driving this. With the Empress card, I think it's more driving of why you don't want to feel this. There's something that's blocking this because you need to feel. There's been an ending here. And so in your shadow, which is, what happened to you when you were a child, what happened in your adolescence, maybe, you have the Empress card as a first card here is it's a major archetype in the major arcana. And so she is the second half of the feminine archetype in the major arcana. In the first half is the High Priestess. She represents our intuition, which is a beautiful feminine quality that we all have, our inner guidance. And the Empress represents everything to do with the body. Everything to do with the body. She lives from the body. She makes all her decisions from the body. And so when you were younger, you didn't have access to that. You didn't have access to your emotions. They were shut down when you were younger. All children live in their body. When they're younger, they're very intuitive. They're very much in their body. They're very grounded, actually. Young kids are very, very grounded. And they just feel all their emotions until they're told that these emotions are bad and we need to put them away. And that's when they come to shove them all down, right? And so when you were younger and you felt like you couldn't feel your emotions because maybe it wasn't a safe place for you to feel, you would have put them away. And here's this little page coming up, feeling unworthy. Here it is right now, feeling unworthy. And so whatever it is that you're wanting to feel here, this unworthiness, whatever has come to an ending here, and you're feeling a lot of pain and a lot of hopelessness around it. Well, when you were younger, this Four of Coins comes up here. And the Four of Coins is in an upright position. It represents, normally when it's not in the shadow, it's like this card of attachments to your outside world, your material world. Well, when we are a younger child, we needed to be able to attach on to safe adults that would help us feel and help us get through these big emotions. These ones that you're feeling, like the ones you're feeling right now, this big feeling of hopelessness right here. And, but that's blocked. So that tells me that when you were younger, you weren't in a place where you were able to feel freely. And you were definitely weren't able to like attach on to somebody. So maybe you have some abandonment issues. Maybe you have some attachment issues where you just weren't allowed. You didn't have anybody that you could hang on to that was there to support you. And I see that the Emperor is next. And so what happens when we're young and we can't be in our body anymore, and when we can't feel because we don't feel supported? So we can't stay in our body because we're always in our body when we're little. But when we get these big emotions that come up, something happens to us and we feel these big emotions and we're shut down by other people, caretakers, whoever. Well, we go right back up in our heads. We go right in our heads. And here's the Emperor card. He's the masculine side. He's the masculine part of the major arcana. And he's the other, he's like the ego self. He's this father figure. And he's also the figure that sort of talks about, society, imaginary bullshit rules that we have, that we all follow. And I think when you were younger, you were told certain rules about what you could feel and couldn't feel. And that would make you go right back up in your head and get out of your body because it wasn't a safe place to be. And so what's happening, I can see here now that you are, like I said, there's been some completion here. Something has happened to you, a change of circumstance, I should say. And you're being asked to feel these, and you're being asked to get back in your body, and you're being asked to feel this inner child of yours that felt very, very unworthy when they were younger. It's right on top of this Four of Coins, this attachment. You weren't able to grab onto anybody to help you to feel these big emotions. And so because you weren't allowed to do that, right now it's happening that you're being asked to get back into your body and with this Queen of Wands, and to start to feel this situation that happened to you right now. But all this is bringing up this childhood stuff right here where you were not allowed to feel, right? And here's the page that held on to all this inner child of yours that has this unworthiness of, because when you're not allowed to feel, when you're not allowed to be in your body, then you just feel like you don't matter. And here's the Two of the High Priestess card. And fascinating, like I said, you have the Empress card and the High Priestess. And when I talked about the Empress being the second card, the second half of the feminine energy with the major arcana, well, here you have the first half right here. So here's the two cards you have right here of the feminine energy. And she's our intuitive inner knowing right here that you have in your shadow. You have this beautiful feminine quality that's buried right behind this masculine emperor here that totally shut you down as a child, shut down your feminine part of you. And when your feminine side was blocked and shut down, we weren't able to feel your emotions, your intuition was also blocked. And that intuition is something that all young kids have. It's your inner knowing. Little kids, like I said, are so intuitive, so grounded. But that was shut down in you. And so now as an adult, when you are being asked to feel what's just happened to you, this change of circumstance that is requiring you to feel your emotions, because you've got a page here that's saying, I want you to feel this. I want you to feel this. Something happened to you that's triggering this unworthiness. And you can sit here and argue with me and say, well, yeah, I know, I do feel unworthy. Yes, you do feel unworthy right now. Yes, this is something has happened to you for sure. And yes, you have emotions, but you can feel them now. You are an adult. This little page, this inner child of yours could not feel it when you were younger. And that's what you have to realize, that you're triggering all of this younger part of you that couldn't feel it. They couldn't. And then we think to ourselves, I can't feel this. I can't touch this. These emotions are too painful. I can't go there. You can. You're an adult. You get to feel now. You get to feel what your inner child was supposed to feel but couldn't feel because they weren't supported. There was nobody there for you that you could hold on to when you were younger. But now you can feel. It's safe to feel now. You have you. Your younger child didn't have you. They have you now. But your younger child didn't have you. They have you now. I like that. They have you now. Your little inner child has you now. And you are going to feel for them now. This is how this journey works. So, advice from the tarot. I'm done screaming at you, Scorpio. Advice from the tarot. I got an itchy nose. 5 of Wands. Here's the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is a card I call the Battle of the Egos. It's our ego self that comes out. And in an upright position, you have all these individuals comparing their wands. They're not battling it out. The egos are battling it out. But they're comparing their wands. Mine's better than yours, or I'm not as good as you. So this battle of this ego is what the universe is saying you need to look at. And that is that part where we can be two things here. Because it's in reverse here, so it's really something that needs to be looked at, because this is really what is causing you, I think, a lot of issues. And what's happening here in your situation is that we can take on this very inferior complex sometimes, and feeling less than other people, feeling very unworthy. And, you would have felt that unworthiness, like I said, when you were a child. We can take that on. And that might be coming up with whatever has happened to you right now, whatever, situation with this Wheel of Fortune has brought to you, this change of circumstances. You can feel really inferior. And we can also take on this superiority where we feel we're better than other people. And it's both sides of the same coin here. It's a real feeling of unworthiness, and it can come out as I feel unworthy or I feel superior. And both of them mean, you have this self-worth here, this shame actually that's behind this unworthiness that's coming out here for you to heal. And so the universe really wants you to, the tarot wants you to focus on this unworthiness here that you're feeling, that has really taken over your life, and that you are continuing to live by, that you're unworthy. And the King of Cups has come in here in an upright position, or in a reverse position, but it is the King of Cups. It's the masculine part of us. And we talked about how this Emperor card would have come out when you were a child, and that is often the card of, like I said, the Emperor is often the card of these fake rules that we were given, like you're not allowed to feel, you shouldn't feel that, not allowed to feel that emotion, shut that, put that one away, shut it all down. And here's your ego self here coming out. This is the king. This is the masculine side of you, your ego self that's coming out and saying, those emotions that you need to feel right now, don't you dare go near them. That's what this king is saying. Don't you dare go near them, your ego self. The ego self is petrified of emotions, and that's why it keeps you all spinning up here. This is your ego self keeping you up in your head, distracted, so you cannot go in your body, so you cannot feel. The ego self, like I said, is petrified of emotions, thinks they're dangerous, thinks they're going to eat you alive, does not want you to go back in your body. And yet there's been this huge call for you in your shadow where you have this feminine, two aspects, two bookmarks here, where, that was your feminine side of you that is repressed. That's where your emotions are. You need to feel that. You need to go back in your body, but you've got this ego self that is preventing you from going inwards to feel this unworthiness of this page. And then you get the Page of Cups. Wow. You get another inner child. This one, you have the Page of Pentacles there. This is another inner child. And I said there was more than one. and they need healing. If there's any page that you need to pay attention to, it's this one. This one has the cup, and this one has the cup of love. In the cup of love, they have love backing them up. I call this one my love seeker. Everybody has a little love seeker. It's the little part of us, the inner child, that will continue to wreak havoc in your life. It'll continue to call in the same toxic people in your life. It'll continue to get you manifest, actually, bring in the same type of people in your life because you are trying to get the love that you didn't get when you were a child, this unworthiness here that you felt, that this attachment that you couldn't have, that you didn't have, this shutdown. You shut down all your emotions when you weren't allowed to feel. You know, there was no love there. And so this younger part of us holds that desperate need to be loved. And it will continue to go out and repeat the same patterns. For example, this thing that has happened to you right now could be, for example, a breakup. It could be somebody that has shit on you again, a friend, a lover, a partner that, you know, you've put yourself out there again and again, you got burned, whatever it was, right? This is the little part of you that keeps going out and calling these people in. It'll continue to wreak havoc. It'll continue to pull the same people. And you will swear, this will never happen again. This will never happen. It's so painful. But if you haven't healed this part, it'll keep on wreaking havoc in your life. And I think that, you know, with this hangman coming in here, this is the universe saying, you know, this is somebody that's very comfortable in their own skin and very much feels their emotions, and very much someone that, you know, sees things in a different perspective now. Well, the universe wants to get you there, wants to bring you to a place where you have healed and you have realized that, yeah, I have a little part of me that keeps on bringing these people into my life. And I don't know why. They just keep coming in, the same type of people keep coming in and shitting all over me. And I don't understand it. Because you need to deal with them. You need to deal with this little love seeker. And our little love seekers will come out, particularly when they need to grieve. They will go, and this is when they'll start chasing people. And that's a good sign for you to know that when I can't remember if they were upside down or not, they might have been. When you feel the desperate need to go out and find that one savior, that one person that's going to save me from this pain that I felt when I was younger, you bet that that's the grief that you need to sit with. And then we tend to just keep on going and repeating the same patterns with these people. And that's how the little page of cups works. It's our love seeker. So I really think you need to get back into your body. You need to learn how to ground your body. And so I'm going to give you something on grounding and grieving. There are two things I'm going to tell you about this little love seeker right here. They need our compassion. They're a part that is desperate. They're really, really desperate. But it's the child in us that didn't get this love. And so they're desperately desperate to get that love. And they'll do anything at any cost. And so you need to have compassion for them. And you need to sit with them. Get something to hug yourself, have some compassion for you, and feel that grief. Feel that grief of that younger part of you that didn't get that love when they were younger. And you have to sit with that. And it's the hardest thing in the world to do, because we're going to want to distract ourselves in every which way we can. But your little pages need you to feel their grief. You're an adult now and you can do it. So I'm going to leave you with those two playlists, and I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is by far the most difficult journey of your life, and you're here watching me, so you're on it. And but it's the most important one. And so I will talk to you soon in November. Take care.